Hey, leaders, welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Denise Simpson podcast. I am your host. I am your guide. I am Denise Simpson, and I am excited that you are here with me every single week, whether you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform or you're watching me either on my website or on a social media platform. But you are here nonetheless, and we are ready to share in an experience together. Every single week, I want to bring you a new idea, a new way of implementing the universal leader principles, and especially this very unique leadership style called contemplative leadership style, and how to make your leadership work better. It's a different way of leading. It is a more holistic, centered, um, aligned way of leading. It's where we get to emerge, converge, integrate spiritual development and leadership mastery. And this is where we get to do it right here in the container of the contemplative leader. And so many of you have been asking about this new leadership style and what does this mean? How do we pragmatically put this into practice? How do we show this in our corporations, in our organizations, in our nonprofits, and be able to still perform at high levels and still be able to produce at high levels with this new leadership style, because it is unlike what we have experienced in the past. And as I was receiving these private messages and DMs and emails, I couldn't help but think of how unusual this style of leadership is for 99.9% of the leaders out here. And I tend to be at the forefront of some interesting things in leadership because I am a researcher, first and foremost, always a researcher at heart. And for those of you who don't know, the Masters of Leadership Institute was founded on research, my very specific skills in research, and how I, as a researcher, get to take historical trends and patterns in leadership. And of course, some are generalized trends because it's blanketed. It is across the entire scope or field of leadership. And then there's some times where I get to specifically hone in on trends in a particular industry. And so I get to look at historical record. I get to look at historical patterns so that I can help the leader that's in front of me. I get to share with them, well, this is what we've done before. This is what has worked in other industries. This is what we have seen ingrained in the culture of leadership. But now here you are standing in front of me today with a very, very unique way of looking at the world, because I can't see the world the way you see it, number one. Number two, you're leading in a very unique time and space in this company, in this industry, in this era. So that's the second variable that we need to consider. So there are several elements that we must consider when we are helping a leader, especially take historical information, trends and patterns, and then help them utilize this information and use in real world time, in real life, and in their very specific context. So there's a lot of interesting things, a lot of inferences that we must make, especially as researchers. And I, who am an executive coach and a coach to some of the most conscientious leaders on the planet, let me tell you. And they serve all walks of life, and they are in various industries all over the world. And so I get to experience the pulse in your organizations, in your very specific, unique containers. So I get to experience this as a researcher and as someone who is right here at the forefront with you, the leader, and helping you be better at what you do best, right? Helping you be even better at what you do best. So, as I'm taking in your questions about this unique leadership style, you're asking about, well, where did this come from? Who are the authors of contemplative leadership style? Tell me about this theory. Tell me about the constructs. Tell me about how I can apply this in real world, real time. Tell me how it correlates with transformational leadership from Bassanavoglio. Tell me how this parallels to authentic leadership by Bill George. Tell me how this is, embedded in emotional intelligence that was taken from not taken, excuse me, two incredible authors that created emotional intelligence. And then Daniel Goleman took it to a whole other level. He took it out of this world. And so this is why you know about emotional intelligence, because of Daniel Goleman. So here you are asking me about how and where the contemplative leadership style came from, and how does it stand against all these other theories that you have heard, that you've learned, that you have dabbled in. And I love that so much, because that tells me, ooh, you've been in training. Oh, okay. You are very interested in leadership development. Good for you. You're the kind of leader that I want to serve. Oh, my goodness. Listen, if you have an ounce of awareness, you belong here. If you are unaware and uninterested, then keep scrolling, because this podcast and I will not be the right person for you. We will not be the right container for you. But if you are open and fully aware that there is yet another way to lead, that there is yet another leadership style or theory that's on the rise, there is something that is interesting about the contemplative leader, and you are wanting to know more about the origins. Well, I wish I could tell you about the origins. Um, in that, oh my goodness, it's been highly researched, and there are so many, incredible peer-reviewed articles about the contemplative leader. And as a researcher, there is not, because I'm bringing this to the forefront. Ooh, yeah, trailblazing a new idea. Wow. Um, Forgive me for doing so, but here's why I have brought this to the forefront, and why I have created the universal leader principles that are holding the container of this very unique leadership style called contemplative leadership style. Because as a researcher and as someone who is tuned in, like it's like I'm under the earth, I'm in the ground, I'm in the tunnels with you. You see, like I'm not just in the ivory tower of academia, and I'm not over here doing all this research to get accolades and to be in peer-reviewed journals. Wonderful, if that's your track. But no, I'm in the trenches. You see, like I'm molding the clay, not only with my own team of incredible, emerging, aspiring leaders, but I'm also molding the clay with you, my client, my leadership clients. So I'm tuned in. I'm not theoretical. You see, that's the beauty of my style of research. It's like, well, yeah, here's the theory, but how does this make any sense? Like, can we bring this down to earth, y'all, so that we can actually use these theories? Because what's the point of a good theory if we can't even use it? Cute, you're in a peer-reviewed journal. Oh my gosh. But can I actually use this information? Can somebody show me how to do that? Because all this language over here is just making this unapproachable. It's inaccessible to the people that I serve every single day, like you, like me, like the normal average leader out here who's doing the best they can with the resources they have and don't have to lead their teams. So as a researcher, I get to tap into, yes, the theoretical angle, theoretical aspects, but tell me how I can actually mold the clay and actually form this incredible, emerging, body of art, this work of art. Can you show me how that's going to help me be better? So when you ask me these questions, I'm like, oh yeah, I like you. I like you all, because these are the questions of a highly aware leader who says, tell me more. Tell me how I can be better. Okay, you've piqued my interest. Contemplative leadership style. Well, this sounds very intriguing. And actually, there's been a big void and a big gap in my soul, in my heart, in my body. And you're telling me that there is a better way to lead, one that is full of passion, compassion for others, right? One that is filled with integrity, not hierarchy or abuse of power. There's no power plays here, right? You mean I can enjoy being a leader again because I've lost myself along the way. Because I've lost myself on this journey. I don't even know where I'm at now. And I actually want to get off the road. I actually want to pull over because wow, this is quite painful and I don't want to keep going this way. But you're telling me there's a new way to lead? Now you've got my attention. And so know that as I am constructing this theory and as I am developing these principles and how we can use these very specific principles and this very specific leadership style in our everyday leadership practice, know that there is plenty of research, historical record, and information that I am taking into consideration. Because what I would hope to do with this specific leadership style is find a way to experiment and to do collective research on the impact. Obviously, it's the impact that we want to measure of this leadership style. So there's a lot that we are thinking about on my research team on how to deploy this very unique leadership style, train leaders out here in this unique leadership style, and then measure the impact that they are having or not having, right? Because I'm pretty biased, but I'm going to make sure that we investigate all angles because I believe that we are at the beginning of something very interesting because of how I'm tuned in and how I'm in the tunnels with you and how I have my head is on the ground and I'm listening to all the rhythms and I'm paying attention to the rituals and I'm paying attention to the historical trends and I'm paying attention to what my clients are telling me today. I'm able to make inferences. And I'm also, because of how highly attuned I am, I'm able to read the collective, to understand the collective, to be able to tune into the undercurrent that's happening, the disengaged, unsatisfied, apathetic, maybe even angry leaders and their workforces out here. I am able to tune into those emotions and I'm able to tune into those patterns and I'm able to decipher things that will help us in the future, today and in the future and in moving forward, right? So it's years of researching historical record and historical trends and patterns, and then seeing where we're at today, and then being able to say, well, I've got a better way to lead because of the 27 years in this field of study, not only as a practitioner, just like you, leading multi-million-dollar budgets and over 100 members in a department on my team. I am able to take all of that amalgamation of all of that and synthesize that information to help my current client who's right in front of me today. And then I take information from my current client and we exchange that information. And then I make inferences on how to help my client be a better leader. And so this is how the contemplative leadership style came about for me. It was all of the years of experience as a researcher and then all of my years of experience as an executive leadership coach. And taking all that information and then being able to look into the future as a visionary. Because aren't we leaders visionaries? Aren't we looking into the future? Aren't we taking those patterns and behaviors and we are making decisions today on how we want to lead our people into the future? Because we come into leadership with these very unique ways of looking into the future for the collective. Right? A lot of you have started nonprofit organizations because you said, I can see this in a different way. And whoa, I can see that if I do this and we provide this for this very unique community and this unique population, ooh, we can move the collective over there where they're better served, right? Where they're better treated, where there's more justice. Okay, visionary. So we have such a very natural tendency, a very unique superpower as leaders to look into the future. It's like, okay, here's 3D, but I'm getting information in the 5D realm and I'm able to see beyond what you all can see. And sometimes we leaders go, why can't you see it? And the employee's going, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see what you see. That's because you, leader, are unique in this line of sight, in this way of looking into the future. So that's what I got to do with the contemplative leader. That's what I was doing. I was taking all that information and then I was looking into the future and saying, ooh, there's a better way to do this, y'all. There's a better way to do this. Let me tell you, I'm so excited to tell you, this is a new leadership style. This is what we want to do. This is how we want to, participate in this new era and this new way of leading. Ooh, the paradigm is shifting. We are creating it through this very unique leadership style called contemplative leadership style. It's exciting to be a leader right now. I know I have been talking a lot about the doom and gloom that got us to this spot today, but it's important for you to know that systems are crumbling. Toxic leadership is falling, and the contemplative leader is now rising. And we're going to need leaders like this, like the contemplative leader, to move us into the future. So it doesn't matter what industry you are in. This is going to be useful and highly valuable for you. So stick around, stay with me, because as we are constructing this theory, as we are experimenting, as we are conducting research in this very unique leadership style, there will be some modifications, there will be some editing, there's going to be some molding. So you get to mold the clay with me right now. You are at the inception of this idea. Ooh, lucky you, lucky me. We get to do this together. So the invitation that I have for you right now is to join me for a private leadership transmission. It is a 1-hour Zoom private room with me and other leaders. I'm going to share with you those 5 principles of the universal leader and talk more about contemplative leadership style and how this can be useful, how you can use this in practical, measurable ways for now, while we make this leadership style official, so to speak, because if it's not written in a peer-reviewed journal, some of academia may turn away from this. But we are in the forefront of changing leadership forever. We are on the verge of this, and you are right here with me. And you're going to want to join me July 2nd, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I am in Austin. You're going to want to join me. Make room in your calendar, 7 p.m. Bring your dinner, bring your special drink. Join me and other leaders in a private Zoom meeting room. I'm going to want you there live. I will not have a replay at all. I'm not interested in tire kickers and window shoppers. I'm interested in inviting leaders who are passionate about their roles in society, in culture, in their organizations as leaders. I want for those of you who want to do this better, who want to lead differently, and who are open to a way of looking at spiritual development and leadership mastery, merging and integrating as one whole, holistic structure. I know this is not for everyone. It will be one day. It's not yet for everyone. So for those of you who I've piqued your interest, you're going to want to join me for this special one night only Wednesday, July 2nd, to hear more about this. And of course, at the end of our time together, I will invite you into my container. And you can go see it right now. The container is open. Enrollment is open. I may close it in the next day or so. I don't know what we're going to do, but you need to go see that that page and that invitation page so that you can know exactly what I'm going to introduce to you, and I'm going to make you an offer that you cannot refuse. You will join more than likely at the end of our time together because you are sick and tired. Your body is sick and tired. Your mind is sick and tired of the rumination. You are wanting to do this differently and you want to show up in your leadership role differently. And you're going to seriously consider joining us after that 60-minute private call. So join me live, be there, interested and open-hearted and open to learning something different and immediately using this information to implement into your leadership practice right away. So, July 2nd, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, you're going to join me. Make sure you reserve your spot. You will need a reservation link. Once you go to drdenisesimpson.com/July, because we're meeting July 2nd. Again, that's drdenisesimpson.com/July, July. Click on that, put your name and your email address, and I'm going to make sure I send you the private event link so that you can join us on Zoom. Leader, it's time to do things differently. The pain and suffering that we have all experienced as a collective of leaders and our workforces. We deserve better. We are worthy of more. And we are wanting to show up in our organizations powerful, vocal, full of integrity, full of alignment, holistic leaders who enjoy our role. And also our employees actually enjoy us for once. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? The respect, the reciprocation of respect from you to them, from them to the others. You are starting the domino. You are the big domino and you are knocking it down. And you're going to want support, and I'm going to be here to support you. And first things first, you get on our 1 hour Zoom event on July 2nd, Wednesday at 7 p.m. And I'm going to show you how you can do that for yourself right away. All right, leader. Thank you so much for your time today. And I'm looking forward to serving you on Wednesday, July 2nd. I'll see you soon. Take care.